Alright guys, hope you're having a good day. So I just had a smoothie all over my face, nice. Today I wanted to do a video why Prozac sucks. 10 reasons why Prozac sucks. And I could go many more reasons, but I'm totally against it for many reasons. For me personally, obviously, I know it could work, but there's a lot of things you got to look out for before you trying it. Like, if it works, it works. But anyone who comes across this video is thinking about it. This is what I went through, most of these things, and what I experienced and what changed about me. There were some good things that changed, but it was mostly pretty bad. So, first off, withdrawal. Withdrawal can come in many forms. It is something that I didn't know about, and it was disastrous. First thing, cold turkey versus tapering. Always taper. If you cold turkey like I did, you are literally just like cutting off a supply of serotonin, and your brain is just completely out of whack. And I can't explain it. You know why? Because no one can explain it, and because it's just so complex. And even neurologists struggle with it. Tapering basically kind of wanes you off, and it makes it so the withdrawal symptoms are not as severe. And it depends on the dosage too. The issue is Prozac has a half-life of at least, it's 14 to 17 days, let's go with 16. So that means within, it takes around 2 months for it to go 50% out of your system after 16 days. After a month, it'll be 75% out of your system. After another month, it'll be 87.5, or after a month and a half, and then be like 92.25. So it takes 2 months to pretty much get mostly out of your system. That's a long time. And that doesn't mean it's completely out of your system. You can still experience a ton of withdrawal symptoms. In addition to, Prozac's nice because it has a longer half-life. If you take Paxil or benzene, there's a lot of other ones, but they have very short half-lives. And if you miss a dosage, if you miss one dosage because the half-life so quickly, because it's already out of your system, you can really, sorry about that. You could have some very severe withdrawal symptoms almost instantly. So some of them, here's your basic withdrawal symptoms: agitation, anger, blurred vision, departmentalization, depression, dizziness, fatigue, headaches, insomnia, memory loss, like short term, muscle pain, nausea, panic attacks, suicidal thoughts, stomach aches, and tiredness. Now, the reason why I list all these is like, you list all of these. I had almost all of these. That's what's frustrating. Like, typically maybe you have a few of them. Like, blurred vision, not so much. Departmentalization, definitely. A little bit of dizziness, not bad with that. But every single other one that I listed, yeah, I definitely had those. And it was awful. It was awful. It wasn't pleasant. So there's the first one. Second reason the Prozac sucks is it's not natural. It's a synthetic drug. And I really struggle with anything synthetic because your body isn't supposed to really have it, in a sense. Like any hard drug like cocaine or LSD or acid, like that's synthetic. That could really mess you up because it's, like I said, synthetic. And also, cognitive behavioral therapy has proven to be just as effective, if not more effective, than taking any sort of psychiatric drug whatsoever. So it's just, you have to decide, is putting a substance in your body, is that worth it over, basically I'm saying do your research before you do this, because I did not do my research and I just went with it. Third thing, it's a waste of valuable time. I wasted so much time on blogs, so much time on message boards, so much time worrying about it and looking up so much stuff about it and withdrawal symptoms. It just made it worse. I read so many depressing stories about how it ruined people's lives. and it just took so much time and worry out of my life. It wasted pretty much 6 to 8 months of my life where I was just constantly afraid and fearful of, is this going to get any better? I mean, it was awful. And like, I wasted a ton of time at work looking at withdrawal symptoms and stuff. It was awful. It was a terrible experience. 4, it doesn't always work. I mean, I've read stories about people that go from Prozac to Paxil to benzene to, different types of Xanax, just a ton of different drugs. That's a huge process, mixing all these drugs together. I mean, it's not good for you. It can't be. And it takes years to go from drug to drug to drug to drug. And once you're on them, it's really tough. I mean, a year later, for me, yeah, it's gotten a lot better, but that was a long time. I was 21, 22 years old. Like, this is a prime time of my life to really start meeting people and enjoying my life. And when I have the most energy and I'm at my sexual peak, like, it sucked to be kind of out of it for a year. It really did. 5, it's a pretty expensive. If you have 30 days, typically cost a generic brand that isn't Prozac. The issue is that it's not Prozac like Dayquil, like you just get daytime. That has the same ingredients. Well, with SSRIs, it's a little bit different because it's just like, it may have the same ingredient, but this kind of stuff isn't proven to work. And neither is Dayquil kind of, but I'd say it works more than like an SSRI, let's put it that way. You'll typically be spending $22 to $44 a month for the cheap brand. If you want, Prozac said it was $213 to $416 a month. I'm not sure if that is correct. I just looked at some generic sources. One said $150 to $350. So you're looking at, if you buy the actual Prozac, let's go $300 a month. That's $3,600 out of your pocket. That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. That's typically what I'll make in around a month on a drug that may not work. 6, the unknown. Neurologists, like I said previously, they don't understand this fully. I mean, our brain is so complex what's going on in them and what's going on throughout, the brain waves and what's going on with, functionality and how, stem cells can repair it and how we get all these neurological diseases that are autoimmune and how can we fix them. But it's so difficult to understand this kind of stuff because it's so complex. And we didn't understand anything really when it was a miracle drug when it came out in the 80s. People were saying this will cure everything. Well, it clearly doesn't. And it really needs to be reevaluated because a lot of people are on them and a lot of people shouldn't. And until we fully know, and over time we will start being more educated, we'll figure out more things on how this drug functions. But right now, it's just simply, it's unknown. Number 7, permanent damage. And what I mean by that is there are neurological things with taking these drugs that could cause permanent damage. Like for instance, muscle twitches. I still have some muscle twitches that started occurring right when I started taking it. Right up in here, it'll twitch. And I never had that before, and it'll come and go, but it's not that big of a deal. It's just annoying. And I'll also feel like it's mostly twitches, but like nervous habits or, I developed kind of like a nervous cough through all this, and that's kind of been permanent, I'd say. Right? I didn't really do it while I was taking it. It could be something else, but like that's more neurological, so it makes me lead to think that, that's the fault of the SSRI, not something I developed. Because honestly, after this happened, I completely changed my lifestyle towards a more healthy lifestyle, which wouldn't necessarily add up to more permanent damage. 8, addiction. There's a lot of people that are addicted, and this could lead to suicide. I've read the Prozac backlash, and just read some stories about people that become addicted. It's not that it has any substance that is addicting, but if someone feels a little bit better with it, they'll probably keep taking it. And if people start getting desperate and they don't think it works, they'll start taking it more, and you can overdose on Prozac. You can easily overdose. And so it's definitely something that can be very, very scary. The last two, this one's a big one, it's just side effects in general. I'll go over all the side effects I haven't pulled up here online of all the ones that I experienced. So restlessness, definitely. Chills, anxiety, the thing that's supposed to cure it actually caused it. Confusion, I'll just be confused throughout the day. Difficulty with concentration, I had a lot of trouble with this, and I still do. Dryness of the mouth, especially initially. Excessive hunger, yes, it was very fast or irregular heartbeat. That definitely scared me, because I did a video on chest pain, how I had headache. I had some awful headaches, and I don't typically get headaches, unfortunately, or fortunately. Increased thirst, yes. Lack of energy, definitely. Mood and behavioral changes. I felt like I was bipolar. It was awful. Overreactive reflexes, kind of. Racing heartbeat, already went there. Seiser and shaky walking. And I felt like my legs were made of jello sometimes, and I never experienced. I've always been fit, but it was just it was annoying. Sheerness and shaking. I thought I had this. Is why I thought I had MS, because my hands would just start uncontrollably shaking. Everyone's like, if I held my hand here long enough, it's gonna start shaking. But like, it was pretty excessive. Like, it scared me pretty badly. Talking, feeling, or acting excitement we can't control. Yeah, for some reason, like, I'd start crying, and I couldn't stop crying. It was really, really weird initially when I started taking it. And trouble with breathing. This has been huge, and it's still an issue today, where I just feel like my breathing is inconsistent, and I feel like, you know, I'm doing a lot of conscious breathing that doesn't help, and I've done several videos on this, and it's just really, really annoying, because I just feel like I'm borderline hyperventilating, or it doesn't feel natural. Unusual or incomplete body-facial movements. I had this twitch right here. I still have it here and there. I have some in my legs. I have a bunch of eye twitches, like muscle twitches around my neck, legs, all over my body. Unusual tired or weakness, yeah. Like when I was taking it, especially, like I couldn't even unscrew a Gatorade bottle. Like, it was that bad. And you have to take into account, like, my body type. I'm skinny, I'm tall, I don't do well, I'm sensitive to drugs. So these could affect me more than some people, but I'm just going over what I affected, and it could easily affect you. Not so much more of these. I mean, I don't want to, weight loss was one of them that was frustrating. It was probably because I was more stressed out, but, and the last one, this was huge. It changed me. It absolutely changed me. My mindset, how I look at life, how I do things, and for better and for worse. For worse, it made me way more stressed out. It caused a lot more anxiety. It made me very self-conscious. It made me consciously breathe. It made me have panic attacks, caused me to freak out when I didn't need to. It pushed me out of social settings. It had me step back for a year. It caused me to struggle at work, but I want to leave this at a positive note. It changed me because I changed my diet completely. I started working out so much more. I started to value life a lot more day by day. I started, doing things to help me be more productive. I started doing this, to help people out. I started really trying to focus on what I can do to make my life better. I started taking supplements. I started doing meditation, yoga, all these things to help me every single day just feel just a little bit better. And so that's why I want to end on a positive note on 10 things, because this was a pretty negative video, but it did, for a lot of things, change me for the better, because I want to live a very healthy, happy lifestyle, and what I was doing even before this happened wasn't too happy. I need to reassess my relationships, how I look at life, how I eat, what I do, what I think of life. So I hope you guys appreciate the video. This is a longer video, but it was definitely more a structured video, which I hope you guys appreciate. I thank you for all your support, and I hope you guys have a great day. Peace.